Hi again, everybody. It is Victor from PlaybookSports.com. I'm the over-under guru with Playbook, also the creator and the writer of the Playbook publication, the Total Tip Sheet newsletter. It's the only newsletter in the country that's devoted exclusively to NFL over-under wagering. You can grab this week's issue for just $11. And again, that's available at our PlaybookSports.com website. But better yet, we've got a three newsletter special going on at playbooksports.com where you can get all three of our weekly newsletters for just $25. That's $14 less than their cover price when you bundle all three of them up at one time and purchase all three of them. So again, check out this week's newsletters at the playbooksports.com website. And also up on the website, we've got a big one in the NFL going this week, our four-star over of the week. It's already up there. It's available for purchase. The line is going up in this game, so you're going to want to grab that as soon as possible. And again, we want to thank everybody who joined us last week as we hit our NFL five-star game of the month. That was on the Miami Dolphins and the Detroit Lions over the total. We cashed that one in the third quarter. There is nothing better in the NFL than betting it over and then cashing it before the game even ends. You're basically talking about alcoholic drinks and shot time when that occurs. So, again, thanks to everybody who joined us for that particular game. Now, we'll do a quick 1 minute over under review, and then we've got a free team total from King's best friend Tuco on the back end of the tape in this Monday's game. Again, another split down the week result last week in the NFL that seems to kind of be the norm these days. Officially, there were 7 overs last week and 8 unders. The average over-under line was 44.1. The average combined points was 46.6. And the average OU margin last week was plus 2.5 points per game. So that takes us to where we are for the year. NFL games have now gone 51 overs, 72 unders in the 2022 season. That is 59% of all games that have gone under the total in this low scoring year, in which the average combined points per game has only been 43.8. So that's where you are. Yeah, there was a couple of high scoring games last week. We mentioned our Miami Detroit game. We mentioned there was also 78 combined points scored in the Dallas Chicago game. That was surprising. There was 60 points scored in the Arizona Minnesota game. And there was some low scoring games as well. Washington and Indy combined for only 33 points. Denver, Jacksonville, the London game combined for only 38. But again, it's been a low scoring season. Unders have hit at 59% on the year. Your primetime games have gone 9 overs and 16 unders on the season. That's the NFL night games. They are averaging only a combined 40.6 on the year. That is your review. We're going to get into our free play. And again, we're going to take you to our underdog known as Tuco. That's one of King and Sandy's two doggies. Last week, Tuco's team total was on the Cowboys to score over 26 points in their home game against the Chicago Bears. Guess what? They did it by the second quarter. They had 21 points after one quarter. They scored their 28th point halfway through the second quarter. Tuco won that one very, very easily. And this week, Tuco is going to be heading to the Big Easy for the very, very last game of the Week 9 schedule, the Monday night game as the Saints host the Baltimore Ravens. And Tuco is going to be playing on the Saints to go over their team total of 22.5 points. We really like what the combination of quarterback Andy Dalton and Alvin Kamara have done thus far for the Saints. They have helped the Saints average more than 29 points per game on offense after taking over from Jameis Winston, who averaged only 17 points per game when he was the starter in New Orleans' first two games of the season. Not only that, but the Saints have scored 24 or more in each of their last 5 games. So with this fairly low team total of only 22 and a half, it pretty much looks like a slam dunk for King's best friend Tuco. After all, we're talking about a top 8 passing offense that's taking on the number 28 passing defense in the Baltimore Ravens. Not to mention the fact that the Saints have averaged a very impressive 31.4 points per game at home in the last 5 years, when the over underline is a high 46 or more points. The Saints are off that shutout last week against the Raiders, in which they won 24-0. NFL underdogs, off a home shutout win, have averaged 30.3 points per game in the last 3 seasons. That applies to the Saints. And the clincher, the Baltimore Ravens have allowed an average of 33.5 points per game in their last 4 Monday night games in the last 3 seasons. We don't know about the game over, but we're playing the Saints to go over their team total this week. 22.5 is your number. That's Tuco's free team total of the week. The Saints over 22.5 points. And don't forget to head over to the PlaybookSports.com website, as King's 4-star over of the week is already up there. Again, that's your over-under review. Tuco's free team total of the week. Keep fighting the good fight. We'll talk to you again in NFL Week 10 action. And again, have a great weekend.